welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Welcome to Atlanta and welcome to Thursday Night Football. Brought to you by Bud Light Platinum. And welcome to the home of the Atlanta Falcons at 4-5, taking on the now red-hot New England Patriots at 6-4. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. My name is Joe Buck. That's the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman, and off we go here tonight. Let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons coming off a brutal beatdown at the hands of the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, but right there in the wild card chase in the NFC, they have a superhero on offense in their rookie tight end Kyle Pitts, but they do not have Cordero Patterson. It's going to be hard for Matt Ryan to get the ball into the hands of Kyle Pitts tonight.
Yeah, I'll say, especially facing Bill Belichick and how good he is at taking away the weapon that you want to try to get the ball to. Look, you think about Arthur Smith and what he's trying to do. They're building something here in Atlanta. Even though they have been up and down, it's been a bit of a struggle. They've not protected Matt Ryan all that well. They don't run the football that well. Defensively, they've got some issues as well. On paper, this doesn't look like much of a contest. But it is the NFL. They play these games, and we've seen a lot of strange things happen this year.
Yeah, I mean, heck, a week ago tonight when we were down in Miami. Let's talk about New England. It's been fun to watch. I mean, this rebuild has not taken long at all. They started 2-4. They've won 4 in a row. The defense has been good pretty much throughout, and now the offense is caught up.
Yeah, I think they've kind of found their formula, and it's what you would expect when you've got a rookie quarterback. They run the ball very well, and then they lean on that great defense. They take the ball away defensively. But this isn't just ground and pound. I mean, Mac Jones has been amazing getting the ball down the field. They've gotten a lot of big plays. I'm really excited to watch him play tonight. I've been thoroughly impressed, as really the entire football world has, with what he has done.
He was the 5th quarterback selected in the first round of this past draft. For more on Mac Jones, down to Christina Pink.
Oh yeah, Joe, the Patriots have had themselves a rookie on the rise, Mac Jones, a first-round pick, but as you mentioned, just the 5th quarterback taken in this year's draft. So where does he stack up with the rest? Right now, he has more wins than all other rookie quarterbacks combined. Yes, you heard that right. So what sets him apart? Well, his teammate Trent Brown tells me it is the way he approaches the work, the maturity, the attention to detail. He said he doesn't get any better than that for a young guy. He said you wouldn't know he was a first-year player if he wasn't a rookie, but Aaron Andrews, and that's the only dynamic rookie on the field tonight.
That's right. Falcons rookie sensation Kyle Pitts was given the nickname the Unicorn before he was selected 4th overall by Atlanta. That, by the way, is the highest tight end has been selected in the NFL draft. His head coach Arthur Smith telling us he hasn't disappointed. In fact, New England head coach Bill Belichick said not so much a unicorn, but he called him a superstar. High praise, as all of you know, and his quarterback Matt Ryan said this kid doesn't blink at all. Joe, as you mentioned the news about running back Cordero Patterson, more on Kyle Pitts' plate tonight as he makes his primetime debut, obviously, with that injury news.
Yeah, Aaron, we'll see where Matt Ryan can go with the football tonight. Spanish language broadcast available on Fox Deportes. Glad you're with us. Atlanta won the toss. They defer. New England will start the night with a ball at their 25. So here is number 10. Two-time national champion, was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. He was schooled by Nick Saban at Alabama, and he is really overshadowing, as Christina said, every other rookie quarterback, not just in this past draft, Troy, but I mean in the last handful of drafts.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, everyone thought that he was pretty prepared coming in because of his background at Alabama and being coached by Nick Saban and all of that, but I think he's surpassed everybody's expectations with how consistent he has been.
He starts with a throw and a completion on a little out route as the catch is made by Jacoby Myers for 5 yards. Let's look at this offense for the Patriots. It checks in at number 15 overall, 16th in rushing. And there's the offensive line, second game back for Trent Brown after the early calf injury on the first drive of the season.
And they bring in Michael Wenu as a tight end there, number 71 at the end of the line.
And hand to Damian Harris, who gets one, maybe 1.5, and Eric Harris, the safety, up to make the stop. Third down coming up.
Well, this offense, when you look at why they've been successful here over the last 4 weeks, having won 4 in a row, they've made a real commitment to running the football. A lot of that has been also because they've been ahead in games late, whereas early in the season they were having to throw it a little bit more. But they have leaned hard on the running game, and they also then get the one-on-one matchups outside, and Mac Jones has been really effective with the big plays.
His first third down attempt, floats it, pass is incomplete, but a flag. Hunter Henry was the target, with Eric Harris in coverage and everybody moving downfield, expecting the call to go against Atlanta.
Pass interference, defense number 23. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul with an automatic first down.
As you said, that's Eric Harris, the safety. He gets there before the ball does. Hunter Henry was in a great position coming from the opposite side of the field on that deep crossing route, and that's an element of this offense that they just simply have not had since Rob Gronkowski left the Patriots. They've got a couple good tight ends.
Handoff here to Damian Harris, and he gets one. Let's look at this defense for Atlanta. Points per game not good. They are second to last, allowing just under 30 points per game. You look at their 3-4 alignment, they're number 22 overall.
Their biggest problem, Joe, has been that they've really struggled to get to the quarterback with a 4-man rush, and it's basically non-existent, their pass rush. And then when Dean Pease, defensive coordinator, brings extra people, they don't hold up well in the secondary.
Jones fires, pass is caught by N'Keal Harry. First round pick 2019. That's just his 7th catch of the season for 5. Terrell on the stop, third down coming up.
And N'Keal Harry has not gotten a lot of opportunities. They keep kind of waiting. You know, his thing has been that, you know, he's a big physical receiver that can go up and make the plays, and that works at times, but there's also those times when you've got to be able to run efficient routes and create some separation.
Third down and 4, and a handoff to Bolden. He stopped, got one, that's it, fourth down. And the punt team will come on for the Patriots as Deion Jones, inside linebacker, made the stop for Atlanta.
Deion Jones plays that really well. One of the really solid players in the National Football League. This linebacking core is extremely fast, probably the fastest tandem in all of football. You think about Tampa Bay and Levante David and Devin White and how fast they pursue. This group is even faster than them, but an excellent job there in the middle by Deion Jones on third down.
Spinning punt down inside the 10 and will ride out of bounds near the 4. And a beautiful punt by Jake Bailey. Can't do it any better. 44 yards and out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Long way to go for Mr. Ryan and the Falcons off Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum. First drive of the night will start for the Falcons at their 4 after the good punt by Bailey. And the veteran Matt Ryan in season number 14 with Mike Davis in a tailback. Davis gets it, tries the right side, and is fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Matt Ryan's been doing this for a long time. I'm sure when the schedule came out and he saw this rematch against New England, he expected all the questions about the Super Bowl that we tiptoed around when we talked to him.
I think he was prepared for that one.
It always starts with Matt. I hate to ask, but just so we can. Here's a play action drop off. Pass is caught by Davis. Flag is down near the 1-yard line on 2nd down and 9, and we'll see if that nice pickup of 7 is coming back, and it is.
Well, we came into this game talking about Kyle Pitts. He has not been on the field the first 2 plays. I would think we'd see him here on this next one.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 85 is covering the end of the line player. A 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So they go half the distance to the end zone, and that's going to put the ball back at the 2. It erases a 7-yard pickup that got them a little bit of breathing room, and now they're backed up with second down and long as Quadre Allison, who was just brought up from the practice squad, is in the game.
Well, you saw the look on Arthur Smith's face. It was total disgust.
2nd and 12. Allison gets it. Gets to the 5. That's it. 3rd and long coming up as Adrian Phillips comes up to make the stop. And the Falcons look like they want to hurry it up. 25th overall. There's the offensive line. There's Kyle Pitts, but no Cordero Patterson, who's been their MVP.
Well, sorry, Joe. There is a substitution going on here. Matt Ryan was trying to get quickly to the line as the Patriots were substituting, but the Falcons were as well. So a good job there by the officials holding them up and letting the Patriots get their people on the field.
Ryan throws, and the pass for Pitts is broken up. And the play made by Duggar, who's becoming better and better. And a real force at safety for Bill Belichick. It's 4th down.
Pretty good release there by Kyle Pitts initially, but the ball just a little bit behind as Ryan's trying to fit it in that window. And Duggar's able to make up a little bit of ground there and plays the ball exceptionally well. New England likes this 3-safety package, and Duggar being a big reason why. Really talented. He has come on, and he is playing some excellent football.
Dustin Colquitt. Flag down. Olszewski takes it from the 44, dancing around. But a flag thrown early. An 11-yard return by Gunnar Olszewski. Right now, the ball is sitting at the Atlanta 46.
During the kick, holding. Receiving team number 22. A 10-yard penalty will be enforced from where the kick is caught. 1st down, New England. Timeout.
It's against Cody Davis, and it cost the Patriots that good field position to start their 2nd drive. Early on, some head shaking for head coach Arthur Smith. No score.
You know how some carriers...
National champion. What a year he had at Alabama. 15th overall pick. More wins than all the other rookie quarterbacks combined. And the one thing they say about him first, he is wired right. Steps up. Under pressure. Delivers a good ball, and he is in great hands. As he delivers, that's Jonnu Smith. And the former Titan with a big play to start this drive. A catch and run of 17 yards.
Yeah, Jonnu Smith, who did not play in that win against the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. Good to get him back. And he's one of the other tight ends that I talked about. Hunter Henry and what he's been able to do, and then Jonnu Smith. I liked him when he was with the Tennessee Titans, but they haven't had those weapons. And when you're talking about a young quarterback, having tight ends that can get open for you and you can rely on, that is a real comfort. When you have that, they've got 2 of them.
Handoff here to Stevenson, and the rookie coming off his best game with a nice carry on 1st down as he picks up 21. That's a season long.
Look like Jacoby Myers. He's going to make a block here, and it's what then allows him to get on the edge. They try to hit it underneath. Boom. There he goes outside, and just nobody there. Nobody containing, and a really nice run.
He fumbled week 1. That puts you right into the Belichick doghouse. Then was inactive weeks 2 through 4, but he's coming on. Had a 100-yard game against Cleveland. Here he is with a spin and gets a couple on 1st down. Eric Harris had penetration on that play for Atlanta.
Yeah, I think Ramondre Stevenson, and then you look on the other side defensively, Christian Barmore. Of course, the crown jewel of that 2021 draft is Mac Jones, but they, by all accounts, have a pretty good class. It's going to be around for a long time, and I agree with you. Stevenson, it's not good any time, no matter how many years you've been in the league, to put the ball on the ground for any running back, especially when Bill Belichick is your head coach. Probably learned from it, has come on strong the last couple weeks.
Pass is caught by Bourne out on the edge. On 2nd down and 7, he gets 6. Tonight's professional grade presented by GMC. We look at Bill Belichick. 286 career wins as head coach in the regular season. 3rd most in NFL history behind Shula and Hallis.
You know, unlike some coaches, he just doesn't have a whole lot of other interests either. I mean, he's not going anywhere. He's going to be doing this for a long time.
Here's Jones getting a 1st down. And that's why a lot of people look at Josh McDaniels and they think, first of all, is he going to get another crack as a head coach in the NFL? The answer is yes. When will it come? And I think the common wisdom or thought outside the organization is, well, he's just going to ascend to the throne when Belichick steps away. But why would Bill Belichick at this point step away?
Yeah, especially now that he's got his signal caller for the next 15, 18 years, right? But I do feel that Josh McDaniels, he should be on everybody's short list. I think he's ready for that second chance, and I think he'll be good.
Jones gets a yard. Goes down in the arms of Jonathan Bullard.
You know, speaking of Josh McDaniels and the job that he's done getting Mac Jones playing to the level that he's playing, and on Sunday, that was an absolute coaching clinic, what he was able to do against that Cleveland Browns defense and Myles Garrett. He had a lot of different looks, mixed things up, kept them off balance, was able to run the football for 180 yards against what was the number 2 rushing defense going into that ball game. It was impressive.
2nd and 9. Stevenson right up the gut, ran into a wall after a gain of 1. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, this Falcons defense, we talked a little bit about it coming in, that they've struggled. They've struggled to get to the quarterback, and then they've struggled to cover when they've tried bringing pressure. But where they have been pretty decent, at least, is in run defense. There's Dean Pease, and you know what a decorated defensive coordinator he is, and he knows what he's dealing with, but he's still putting in the defense. He understands that this is the way to move forward. There's just some growing pains until they get the right pieces in place.
Timeout with the play clock at 1. And we'll be right back after this from Progressive.
Someone's not doing their job.
Okay, let's keep going. Shopping for the game can be a minefield for young homeowners who have turned into their parents.
Can you believe how many different types of water they have in this aisle? Kim, did you just change blades back there? This is perfect. Jackpot, variety pack.
Remember, it's a football game, not a play day.
Roger that. One more slice.
It can be a lot.
Oh, good, the manager. Brian and Produce, very helpful.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
Pulls to the left a little bit.
3rd down and 8 for New England and Mac Jones, as they look for the early points here on the road, trying to win their 5th in a row. They're 4-0 on the road so far.
Well, as we showed Dean Pease, they like to bring the pressure on 3rd down. They've got him to 3rd and long. Can you create a negative play and make any field goal attempt a little bit more challenging? It looked like they were going to come on that last play prior to the timeout.
Jones throws end zone, and his tight end Henry not looking for it. Henry broke it off at the goal line, and Jones threw it to the back of the end zone. It's 4th down.
Based on the coverage, I'd say that Mac Jones was the one that was right. You see A.J. Terrell, he's trying to get underneath it, so there was no opportunity to lay it where Henry was going more to the front pylon. So a pretty good read there by Jones. defensively, they showed blitz before the timeout. That time they went to zone and it worked, and this is a win for this Atlanta's defense. It was good field position that New England started this drive with.
What a year for Nick Folk. He's been perfect inside 50, 20 for 20 as he hits from 32. And back to work go Arthur Smith and his veteran quarterback Matt Ryan, now down 3. 3 yards. He's found 4 different receivers with those 4 completions. That last drive ends in the Nick Folk field goal. 3-0. Falcons playing tonight without Cordero Patterson. And it's to the credit of Arthur Smith that the Falcons have figured out how best to use Cordero Patterson. They miss him tonight. Here's Avery Williams on the return. Breaks 1 tackle. Flag on the play. And now another. 2 flags are down on the field. And you can see the official saying there's a hold. Will eliminate a 28-yard return, it appears.
Boy, these penalties.
During the return, holding receiving team number 36. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Atlanta.
It's against Sean Williams.
Yeah, it's a struggle already, and then you get the penalties that just back you up even more. And you know, those are things that obviously need to get cleaned up. But there's Cordero Patterson. You called it, Joe. I think Arthur Smith has really done a nice job incorporating him into this offense. A lot of teams have tried. New England even had him there for a little bit. Former first-round pick by the Minnesota Vikings. But I think Atlanta's done as good a job than anybody of using the things that he does well.
Davis, what a throw by Ryan. I mean, he had to thread that in perfectly. It goes down as a short completion of 6 yards, but man, that was something.
Well, anybody who questions Matt Ryan and whether or not he can still play at a high level in this league hasn't watched him, because he is terrific. I mean, I have said it so many times when we've had Falcons games, young quarterbacks could learn a lot watching him. But he has been under constant duress. There's no quarterback in football that's been hit more than he has. And that's tough when you're in your 14th year like he is.
He's tough. There's no doubt about it. 2nd and 4. And Gallman gets swallowed up as Judon proves he does more than just rush the passer. And Godshaw was there as well. A loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, I'll say he takes on 2. He goes right through Smith, and then Matthews is trying to get a little chip on him as well. He has made quite an impact on this defense for New England.
Part of that big free agent spending spree that Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft went on in the offseason.
They spent a little money, didn't they?
Just a little.
Did you get any of that?
I did not. They're down in 7 now. Pass over the middle, and that's a first down. Caught by Russell Gage for 12.
There's a nice look at this route by Gage, creating some separation. But here's what I'm talking about. Matt Hennessy right in the middle. I mean, the pressure, this is constant by Matt Ryan, and he handles it all so well. When I talked to him, he just said, hey, I don't know that I would have handled it as well early in my career, but it's just kind of where we are. I would be the opposite. I would have handled it better earlier in my career.
Pass to Gage now out on the edge, and a nice tackle by Duggar. 2nd play he's made in the early going, a gain of 1. Fox Super 6 giving you a free chance to win $30,000 of Terry's money tonight. Scan the QR code now and enter your picks in the TNF for your chance to win. It's free to play. Just download the app and have at it. 2nd down and 9. Duggar, who played Division II, small school, Lenore-Rhine, 2nd round pick. Another find by Bill Belichick. Good protection here, and the pass is incomplete. Intended for Tajay Sharp, and McCourty knocked it down.
Well, we showed Matthew Judon earlier what he did in the run game, and now he draws a lot of attention. Keith Smith, he comes over, and you see they've got the tight end, Lee Smith. He's also over there. And that's what happens when you've been able to pile up 9.5 sacks, 4th best in the NFL. Good coverage, though, on the back end. One of the real strengths of this New England defense.
Jalen Mills a part of that. Needs a little bit of attention to get off the field, so he checks out. Picked up from the Eagles. And a pretty good compliment to J.C. Jackson, who's been an interception machine on the other side ever since he came into the league in 2018.
Shoot, he leads the league since he came in 2018 with 22 interceptions. I mean, he has just worked himself into really a heck of a football player. I know he provided a lot of depth initially as an undrafted free agent and just slowly got better and better. He's been fun to watch.
Ryan flags all over. Pass caught but out of bounds is Sharp. And there are flags in the offensive backfield. We'll get the call from Land Clark. And it's a hold against Atlanta.
Holding. Offense number 61. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
That's Matt Hennessy.
Yeah, right in the middle. You're going to see, check it out right here. And this is the matchup. And that's Christian Barmore, the rookie. And one-on-one, he's going to be in Matt Ryan's lap every play. And they've got to give him some help. I've been watching Christian Barmore in the year that he has had. He is a load.
6'5", 310, the rookie 2nd-round pick from Alabama.
There you go.
Colquitt, 2nd punt. Oshesky with a fair catch, backing up inside the 25. On a punt of 50 yards by Dustin Colquitt. Patriots get it back. 3rd possession, up 3. In a row on either side of their bye week. They have a Monday night game coming up with the Giants and the Saints at 5-4. Carolina at 5-5, and these Falcons at 4-5. Been at the 500 mark twice this season. They haven't been over 500 since the end of 2017. On 1st down, quick setup, no throw, and now the completion. That's Harry. And N'Keal is good for 9.
Well, so they're starting to get N'Keal Harry a little bit more involved here tonight. When you look at New England offensively and their personnel, in fact, neither one of these teams use a lot of 3 wide receivers, which is the norm, and most teams use a ton of it around the NFL. These teams use it the least. New England's heavy in their two backs. You see right there the 2 backs in the backfield. That's their predominant personnel.
Here's Harris breaking through on 2nd and 1. And a nice carry by the 3rd-year pro from Alabama for 14.
Yeah, and that's Jakob Johnson right here. You just don't see this very often, the old lead draw when you've got a lead blocker out in front. He takes on Deion Jones. And one of the things in talking with Josh McDaniels, what they've really stressed with these running backs is to press the block. Get right up on them and then come off of that block at the last possible second. And Damian Harris does an excellent job on that run.
He gets a try here on the toss. Big pickup on 1st down as he takes it to the 36 of Atlanta for 18.
So they bring Hunter Henry down. He cracks the edge. And this is just another one of those looks that just allows you to do some things within this run game. Well designed, and it's able to spring Damian Harris.
It's always fun to talk to the coordinators and ask them what they think the other team's going to try to do to them. And Dean Pease said they'll just come downhill. They'll run it right down our throat, and we have to be ready for that. They've got 63 rush yards already. Handoff to Harris again, and this time Atlanta steps up. Flag on the play, a gain of 2. And that stops this 1st quarter clock with 10 seconds left.
Holding. Defense, number 98. A 5-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
The old defensive line holding call against Mike Pennell.
Oldest trick in the book. He got caught. He doesn't like it. You know, New England, they go with Michael Wenu again. They bring him in. That's a couple times now in this opening quarter where they're going to go heavy and just play smash mouth football.
I've gone heavy since high school. That's the end of the first quarter. 3-0 New England. Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum. Back after this. Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum. Home of the world champion Atlanta Braves. And home of the 4-5 Atlanta Falcons, who are backed up down 3-0. And New England able to move the ball here on their third possession of the night. First down as we start quarter number 2. Harris out of the backfield, stumbles, and they're going to give him 8.
It's a nice look by this offense. Jacoby Myers, who had his first touchdown reception on Sunday, and the celebration and the love that he got from all of his teammates was really great to see. And I think one of the reasons why they like him so much is because he just does everything that he's asked to do. And on that last play, he comes in, makes a nice block, and it's what kind of gets Mac Jones on the edge and helps make that a positive play.
On second down and 2, it should be enough for a first down as Harris carries. And he does have a fresh set of downs. You're not going to be coddled if you're a number 15 overall pick by Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. This is what they do. They give numbers in camp in the 50s and 60s, and they start at 50 because he was their first round pick. And then one day we talked to Mac about it. 10 is hanging in his locker.
Well, he said the number. He said, I don't have the best body as it is, and it made my body look even worse wearing a big number 50.
A little clunky. Mac wide open throws. He's got Aguilar. Touchdown, New England. And number 50, now number 10, has his 14th touchdown pass of his rookie season. 9-zip New England, 19 yards to Aguilar.
Well, just total confusion in the secondary and at the linebacker level by this Falcons defense. Part of them are playing zone, the other part are playing man, and when you do that and you don't man up on Nelson Aguilar, there's a free run right into the end zone.
And you can see how he can just absolutely fly. 1 year in Vegas, former first-round pick by the Eagles. Patriots make it 10-0. We'll be back after this from Uber Eats and Bud Light Seltzer.
Tonight, I'll be eating a double bacon burger with tots. Thank you.
Plan on sharing?
Guys, I'm just going to take it one tot at a time, you know? Protect the burger, get back to fundamentals. I'm just going to eat 110%.
Oh, Bud Light Seltzer Retro Tot Eyes?
Have you tried these yet? Bud Light Seltzer Retro Tot, the loudest flavors ever.
Well, Mac Jones has not been making a whole lot of mistakes. He's got just one pick over his last 4+ games now, and he found a wide open Aguilar for the 19-yard touchdown.
Yeah, he does an excellent job for a young player of getting through his progressions, and a lot of times you can fool a young quarterback and give some different looks, and when you watch a young guy, there's more than once in a ball game where you say, I don't know about that throw, but not with Mac Jones. I mean, he sees it very well. You can tell that he was really well coached, and I think we talked about it last week, Joe. Steve Sarkisian, who had been the coordinator there at Alabama prior to taking the head coaching job at the University of Texas, just did a really fine job with a lot of these receivers, and it's obvious he did the same here with Mac Jones because he just plays beyond his years for it to be so early in his career.
This will be returned by Williams. Avery gets to the 20, maybe the 21. That's it. Brought down by Olszewski. With NFL Game Pass, you can catch every snap from every game with full game replays or watch a condensed game in 45 minutes. You can hear us talk real fast. Go to NFL.com/Game Pass to start your free trial today. The start starts with the 21. First down for Matt Ryan. Ryan throws and completes. That's Gage, his third catch. Gain of 9. J.C. Jackson with the stop for the Patriots.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, Joe, about the tough afternoon that the Falcons had against the Cowboys on Sunday. That freight train ran over them early, and they got behind, and in fact so bad that Arthur Smith ended up pulling Matt Ryan and some other players because they had the short turnaround. This is a team that just can't really play this game, and this becomes a really important drive right now.
First down here as the handoff is to Keith Smith, his 7th carry of the season for a first down. Aaron?
And just talking to Lee Smith about that this week, what was the mood in practice? He said, when you get your tail beat by 40, the best thing for you to do is come out and play 4 days later. As the offense was getting ready to come out on the field, you could just hear Matt Ryan talk to his offensive line and say, let's just get something going, guys. We need to get it going.
On first down, as they do get that fresh set, here's Gage, catch number 4, a gain of 7.
So the quick turnaround, like Aaron said, is good because you get to try to get that bad taste out of your mouth. On the other hand, it's even better because you're facing the Patriots, and when Bill Belichick has an entire week to game plan for you, you're going to get some odd looks and some unscouted looks and a little closer to the vest in a game like this for New England. So that helps as well. Hard to get ready for, but good you're not going to see all the different variations.
Ryan's in trouble, and down he goes as Kyle Van Noy will get credit, a loss of 3. Third sack of the year for the former Patriot, former Dolphin, Patriot again.
Kyle Van Noy plays this really well. He's on the outside. I've always liked him. I really loved the way that he played on his first go-around with New England. And he's another one of those players that has just helped them, especially considering that he does have experience in the system and plug and play, if you will. He steps right in and he's ready to go.
Wide snap. Ryan corrals it, pulls it down, and is able to complete for a first down. Zacchaeus with a catch and a lunge for 9.
Good maneuvering in the pocket by Matt Ryan. He starts to throw it and he hangs on to that ball and then gets him into the next window. Zacchaeus, we mentioned Cordero Patterson, how much they miss him. Calvin Ridley is a huge blow to this offense and all the things that he's capable of doing.
Here's Davis left side. There is nothing out there. Van Noy on the stop. Yeah, they miss Calvin Ridley, who's taking personal time. They won't get him back at the earliest until the end of November. And if you're Matt Ryan, I mean, that is one of the biggest weapons on the outside in the NFL. Forget on this team, and a team that in this game, Troy, has 5 catches by wide receivers, but only 36% of their receiving yardage come from wide receivers. They've had a tough time getting the ball downfield.
And they're without their backup tight end, and they use him a lot as well in Hayden Hurst.
This was just Matt Ryan hoping to get rid of it and had to throw it too early from Mike Davis. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Pressure by Hightower.
Hightower just shoots the gap, and that's what I'm talking about with Matt Ryan. It's just over and over. It's one thing if it's edge pressure and you're able to step up, but a lot of the pressure that he's getting is just right in his face. And the interceptions, I'd say only 1 or 2 of the 8 interceptions that he has this year are really on him. A lot of them have been because of the inside pressure or balls off the receiver's hands.
Here is a nice catch by Zacchaeus, and then he's able to lunge. He's going to be about half a yard short of a first down. Tackled by Dante Hightower, but what a play by Olamide Zaccheaus.
Really good. Ball's a little bit off. Matthew Judon, he's the one who gets the pressure on Ryan. Excellent catch. You're going to see Judon come around, and he's having to try to navigate him, moving to his left, sliding, and then try to deliver a strike. And this is the right call going for it here on 4th.
Allison gets it and then gets it. First down. Gain of 10 on 4th and half a yard. Boy, did the Falcons need that.
Yeah, good block. They're on the outside. You see they go tight end, wing back. He's able to come up and make a play and give him some room in order to get that first down. They definitely needed that, because coming away with some points on this drive is big, that New England's starting to get their offense going a little bit.
That was Parker Hesse who was brought up with the injury to Hayden Hurst. Another nice carry. Good block again from Parker Hesse, and Allison gets 12 now.
Parker Hesse and Lee Smith once again. It's the same look right here. Those two, and just the opposite side. So they come back with the same play and same result. They've got the edge. They were able to block that up. It's a nice job. Now they're on the right. I wouldn't be surprised to see play action off it.
Allison 3 in a row. We talked during our little dip in during the pregame show about the brilliance of Bill Belichick being able to take away the primary weapon on the other side. And so far, Kyle Pitts, the highly touted and decorated tight end, has 1 target, no catches, as he's been able to take him out of the game so far.
Yeah, they definitely know that and there he is, number 8, as he go across the formation. They're in zone coverage here. Nobody goes with them.
Play action from Ryan. Right on cue. Pitts. Should be a first down. And as I say that, it looks like they're going to mark him short. Well, Jackson on the stop.
Yeah, we saw where Bill Belichick, what he had to say about Kyle Pitts coming into this game. A lot of compliments, and they're well-deserved. I mean, you watch him from when he began the season, and you can see the confidence grow.
Play action here. And Ryan gets sacked. What a play by Van Noy as they try to throw it on 3rd and half a yard. And the sack loses 13 and makes the 4th down pretty much insurmountable.
Well, Mike Davis, he gets kind of caught in no man's land. They've got 2 rushers that are there, and you see Mike Davis, he has to pick one. He takes Lawrence Guy, and there's Van Noy. You'd like to think that Ryan, and you could tell that he could get rid of that ball.
The one thing that couldn't happen was a sack, and he got up, first of all, mad. Secondly, grabbing at his foot. And a 45-yard try by Koo is good. But a flag is down at the 32. We'll get the call from Land Clark. Falcons believe it's against New England.
Illegal formation. Kicking team, number 67. 5-yard penalty. Replay, 4th down.
The entire field goal unit ran off the field, and now they're all having to come back on as
get back out here, boys.
3 points are off the board.
Yeah, now it's a 50-yard field goal?
Yeah. Arthur Smith has got to be just furious with what just happened. 3rd down and less than 1. They throw it thinking if we don't get it, we'll just hand off, get the first down on 4th down, and they get a 13, 14-yard sack.
Yeah, or at least they have a decision to make.
Koo has had a good year. He pulls this left. Boy, that's as bad as it gets. They suffer the sack. They hit the 45-yard field goal, have an illegal formation, and then this one drifts wide left. Still 10-0 New England. Not good, Atlanta. New England, the sack, lost 13 yards. Then they hit the field goal, but an illegal formation takes the 3 points off the board, and then Koo misses from 50. We'll have Mike Pereira talk through the penalty after a play. Play action, and Jones is sacked. Oluokun got through, and a loss of 14 the other way. Let's go back to the penalty on the field goal that was good and then taken off the board, Mike.
Yeah, Joe, take a look at Jason Spriggs. He's lined up off the line, so that's who they called it on. They don't have enough men on the line of scrimmage, so therefore that made it an illegal formation, and that was the call that they made.
So it went from a made 45-yarder to the miss, but now a big play by Oluokun. His second sack of the season. Out on the edge, it's Bourne with a convoy that gets a lot of that back. Oluokun in on that stop, averaging over 11 tackles a game and a gain of 12.
Well, it was a nice job there on first down, being able to get pressure and then the sack, back them up. Good game there on second down, but still third and long, because if this defense is able to make a stop, they missed the 50-yard field goal, come away with no points, still down 10. But to add insult to injury, they give the ball to New England on the 40-yard line. So to not relinquish any points if they're able to make a stop would be really big.
Jones setting up a screen. He does for Bolden. And Bolden wrapped up. Good work by the Falcons defense. Deion Jones was the first guy there. That'll bring up fourth down.
They're able to get a little bit of pressure then on Mac Jones too. So Dean Peace, he brings Oluokun on that first down to get the sack, and then he is, with a four-man rush, is able to affect Mac Jones there on third and long. So really good work defensively by Atlanta.
Jones made the tackle. Dante Fowler, the player who had pressure on Mac Jones. Bailey, end over end punt. Williams holds it in after a 43-yard effort. They'll mark it at the 14. It's where Atlanta will have to start with it. Downs and the Packers at Lambeau, and then that documentary for everyone.
They weren't issuing licensed apparel back then either, were they?
No. Says the guy with the cut-off sleeved hoodie. On first down, a toss to Allison, and there's nothing out there to the right. By the way, yesterday was the 53rd anniversary of what's known as the Heidi game in 1968 between the Raiders and the Jets. And John Madden was a 32-year-old linebackers coach for the Raiders during the 68 season. The Raiders scored 2 touchdowns in 9 seconds. Trailed 32-29, won the game 43-32 when NBC, and I'm not picking on NBC because any network could have done it, switched to the movie Heidi.
Yep, the Heidi game.
And nobody saw it. John saw it. Second down and 10. Allison, nothing as he gets popped by Duggar. What a half he's had here in Atlanta.
Yeah, what a half and what a first half of the 2021 season. I mean, really something. There's a lot of pieces when you look at this New England team. First of all, there's a lot of pieces that have been in this system for a long time. And then there's a nice blend of some youth, and him being one of them as a second-year player. He's done a lot of good stuff.
Third down and 9. Ryan in trouble, and down he goes. Judon gets another. And Ryan has no chance behind this offensive line right now.
Well, it looked initially like he's going to Kyle Pitts. He gets off it pretty quick. It didn't look clean to him, but he has no chance. I mean, they've got the running back in there to help out, and yet he looks inside. I mean, here comes Matthew Judon. It's one-on-one, and the reason you put a back over there is to help your tackle. And you got no help whatsoever, and that's what Judon's been doing all season.
Third sack for this revved up Patriots defense. And you see just a beleaguered Matt Ryan going back to the sideline. But he can barely set up.
No, that was Quadre Ollison. Didn't even have him on my board. He was a practice squad player who was just called up for this game. But you've got to believe that he's supposed to be helping out.
2-minute warning here in Atlanta. It'll be a punt upcoming from Colquitt. Patriots about to get it back as they lead by 10. We continue on a Thursday night in Atlanta. One thing for the Falcons coming off that bad loss against the Dallas Cowboys, you come home, you're taking on an ascending Patriots team. You can't make mistakes like they're making in this game, and they've violated that rule here a number of times in the first half.
Yeah, no question. I mean, you just got to be a lot more buttoned up than they've been.
Colquitt, Oshesky from just inside the 45. Flag on the play and well covered by Atlanta. 51-yard punt. Zacchaeus was the first guy down there. And then a flag right as the first hit on Oshesky.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 29. A 10-yard penalty. First down, New England.
Aaron, tell us what's going on with Matt Ryan. We've seen him a bit dinged up here.
Yeah, 3 sacks on Matt Ryan tonight. On this second one by Kyle Van Noy, he rolls his right ankle and comes over to the bench very frustrated. Now, the trainers were working on his elbow that he looked like skinned up pretty good. They didn't do anything to his ankle, no taping, but they did have him change his cleats. He is kind of walking around a little gingerly, and as you guys mentioned, with all this pressure that's being put on him, that's not good for the rest of this game. Keep you updated.
Yeah, he needs his legs to be as healthy as they can be.
Well, 36 years old, and I mean, he's taking a beating every time he goes out.
Drive starts at the 32 after the penalty. Jones completes to Bolden, and Bolden won't go down. What an effort. He gets 9.
He gets 9, and what I love, not only what Bolden's able to do and continue to try to get more yardage out of it, but the linemen that come rallying around him to help move the pile. You talk to a lot of people, a lot of players and coaches. This is a really close group. Not every team is around the league, but this Patriots team is really starting to build something.
How about 11 for 12 in the game as Mac Jones as he completes to Kendrick Bourne. And a timeout taken. 1:06 left in the first half. Patriots owned in this first half. Falcons hoping to get a stop. They get the ball to start the second half. Patriots outscoring their opponents 55-0 in the last 5 quarters. And over the last 6 quarters, Mac Jones has thrown for 4 touchdowns and has just 5 incompletions. Here's one again, completed. Pass caught by Myers, and he's out of bounds with a first down at the 36 of Atlanta.
Well, on the outside, they're running with the outside receiver, and then they just completely turn Jacoby Myers loose as he comes out of that route. Nobody then there to pick it up, nobody underneath the route. Pretty easy read for Mac Jones.
As opposed to what Matt Ryan is enduring, Mac Jones has only been hit once as he completes again. Aguilar hops out of bounds with a gain of 6 on first down, and right now it's just pitch and catch time.
Yeah, it is. And the one thing about it, I talked about it, was that this New England team last year, they couldn't get a big play down the field, running the ball or throwing the ball. This year, they've been really good. Coming into this game, amazing for a rookie quarterback, 3rd in the NFL in completions of 20 yards or more. Mac Jones hasn't attempted one over 20 yards yet. He's had some looks. I thought he might take a shot there, but we saw Aguilar run the comeback, and he threw a perfect ball.
Edge pressure, and down he goes. Darren Hall, as the rookie gets his first sack, and it comes at a big time for Atlanta.
Yeah, Trent Brown doesn't pick this up. They should have been able to, and Mac Jones thought that they would. So if they pass it off the way that Atlanta's bringing the rush, Trent Brown would have slid out and picked him up. Instead, Mac gets sacked.
3rd down and 11 as a result. Pass over the middle. It's caught. Looks to be short of first down yardage, Jacoby Myers, and it's going to be 4th down with under 20 seconds to go. Patriots with a timeout, but the clock continues to run.
They're letting a lot of time go off here, wanting to try to save that timeout. They got to use it.
And they'll try the field goal here at the end of the half. We'll find out now what's coming our way at halftime.
While these two have a little quarterback competition of their own, the Toyota halftime will be a quarterback frenzy as we break down Mac versus Matt and look ahead to Dak versus Patrick. Hey, what's the score over there?
I'm up 28-3.
Got you right where I want you.
Yeah. Never gets old, does it?
Yeah, it does. Cold.
We'll see you at halftime.
Cold, Terry Bradshaw.
Bill Belichick's talked about how Mac Jones has really, as the weeks have gone along, just started to play smarter and smarter. That was a little bit of his youth coming out. They wanted to run like a quarterback sneak, get the ball hiked where they could pick up the first down, call the timeout, still have a little bit of time if they wanted to try to take a shot. And that's why you saw Mac frustrated with himself. But that was a good drive nevertheless.
That 10-yard catch did get Folk back in field goal range, however, and he is good. What a year. From 44 yards, 2 for 2 in this game and 24 for 26 on the season. And that'll do it for the first half. 13-0, Patriots on top. Stay tuned. The Toyota halftime coming up next.
Gordon Ramsay is taking the cooking competition to a whole new level.
This is beautiful.
That was tonight's Game Flow, brought to you by Progressive as we continue on from Atlanta, Georgia. 13-0. Patriots on top. Atlanta's about to get the ball to start the second half. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and they better protect Matt Ryan better in the second half than they did the first. And Kyle Pitts has been unheard from really since the start of the game.
Well, we talked about it coming in, that the one guy they have is the rookie Kyle Pitts, and how phenomenal that he has been, and he's drawn a lot of attention, as you would expect. And so you see some of these looks. Of course, they've played some man coverages as well, but when they've been in their zones, they know at all times where number 8 is, and they're making sure that they're getting underneath some of those things, and then a defender over the top. And I'm not sure that it would really matter what New England is doing on the back end with Kyle Pitts. Like you said, the way that they've been unable to protect Matt Ryan in the pocket.
Yeah, and we didn't see many mistakes from Mac Jones in that first half. He was impressive coming off that big game. But so far, they're doing just enough here, leading 13-0 after a half of play where they just dominated, but they're only up 13 points.
Yeah, right. I mean, you look at it and you say, gosh, I mean, if anybody were to pick up the stat sheet there at halftime, you'd say, how are they only up by 13 points? I mean, they really have dominated them. They've missed out on a couple of opportunities that they have. Falcons have as well with the missed field goal. But, you know, short turnaround, it's hard. You get guys up after the big win. It's an emotional game as well as a physical game, and you don't always reach the same levels as they did on Sunday.
Return by Avery Williams, and there's nowhere to go. Can't make it to the 20, and let's send it down to Aaron Andrews.
Joe, Arthur Smith told me heading into the locker room, the first thing he'd address with his team are the penalties. He said these negative plays are absolutely killing us. Of course, we talked about the protection of his quarterback, and he said, yes, we have to and we will address this. Of course, we saw Matt Ryan grabbing his foot there after his second sack. This is him walking into the locker room. I did see him just run out. By the way, he was the last one to come out of the locker room. Looked a little bit better, you guys.
Well, we shall see here early. Throws over the middle, and for Zacchaeus, incomplete. And there's Matt Ryan a moment ago, just trying to get his offensive line refocused and fired up before they take the field. It's 2nd and 10. Last 2 games, no good with this offense. Now 3 for 18 after going 1 for 11 in that loss at Dallas. Looks like the officials were talked into throwing this flag.
False start. Offense number 46. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
They get Parker Hesse for the false start.
Well, that's their 6th penalty, and you look at this to start the 3rd quarter offensively, and 4 of their 5 possessions have started inside the 20-yard line. And when you're struggling offensively the way that Atlanta is, and not able to protect, not able to run the football, these penalties have had a big part in that, being backed up and facing a lot of long down situations as they are here.
Ryan, pass for Sharp, broken up, but flags fly with Jalen Mills in coverage. And it's against New England on a pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense number 2. 1st down to spot the foul.
Jalen Mills comes off his outside guy when he sees the seam route. He plays it perfectly as far as being in a position, and then he just gets there too soon. So that's something that Atlanta desperately needed, something to at least give him a big chunk play, even if it being on a penalty.
19-yard penalty as it is. -5. Lindstrom.
False start. Offense number 63. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
There's a movement. We show Arthur Smith, and you can only imagine how challenging it is. I mean, nobody wants to really talk a lot about the offensive line, but that's where it all starts. And when you're trying to call plays around them, that list gets really short.
1st and 15. Davis gets nothing. Brought down by Hightower. Let's check in with Christina Pink.
Well, Joe, I asked Bill Belichick to evaluate his offense in that first half. He said we missed 2 blitzes and it killed 2 tries. As far as the defense, they have been able to get after Matt Ryan successfully. Coach saying we know he's a good quarterback. He has good receivers, and we just have to stay with it, Joe.
Yeah, so far so good in that category. As it's now 2nd down and 15. Falcons right now at under 3 yards per carry. Here's a screen, and that's not there for Allison. There's just nothing clean for Matt Ryan when he drops back, even on that screen. And now he's trying to do all he can to keep it positive. 3rd and 15.
No, he really is. I mean, he understands some of the growing pains. You can see that. I admire that he's still out there. You know, he's dealing with his foot. It's obvious he's hobbled. Just having a hard time even walking.
Third down and 15. Pass to Davis out of the backfield. Long way to go. Won't get it. Brought down by Hightower and Bentley. A gain of 10, and the punt team comes on for the Falcons.
No, that's vintage Belichick. You get them in 3rd and long. You bring pressure off the slot and force the quarterback to get the ball out, and then rally and make the tackle. I mean, it's so simple, you know, in a lot of ways, and he does such a great job of really simplifying the game. And his players always know exactly what's expected and how it's going to happen.
Colquitt hits a beauty. Olszewski from the 10. Ran into his teammate. Keeps on going. That was Winovich that he banged into. 18-yard return. And it has been a frustrating night for number 2. Patriots get it. First time.
Pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Welcome back to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum. Patriots trying to win their 5th in a row. Trying to go 5-0 to start the season on the road. They've done it 5 times in franchise history. The last 3 times they've ended up in the Super Bowl. Here's a toss to Harris over the right side. He gets 5.
Now they brought in Trent Brown. You mentioned it earlier, Joe. He got hurt week 1 and came back last week. This is a big man, 380 pounds. And watch the way that he's able to get out here and move. I mean, it's not even a fight. They're on the outside with Richie Grant that you can't take these guys on low anymore. DBs, when you got a lineman who's coming out on you, you just try to bottle it up and go low. You can't do that anymore. It's not even a fair fight.
Handoff to Harry, left side, gets the edge. Penalty flag on a likely hold as it's probably coming back. A 13-yard pickup. We saw how clean it was on the edge because of
holding. Offense number 81. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Jonnu Smith, who got big money in a 2-year deal to come to the Patriots, as he had a hold of Ogundeji.
That's the look on every player's face when they've been called for a hold.
Nobody's ever really committed one in the history of the league.
That's true. A lot of bad calls over the history of our league.
2nd and 15. Pass is caught out across the 30, near the 31, maybe the 32 by Hunter Henry for 9. Starts Saturday strong with a big noon kickoff pregame show live from Norman at 10 a.m. Eastern. Then Caleb Williams in number 13, Oklahoma. Look to bounce back against Iowa State in the big noon Saturday game of the week, followed by the biggest crosstown rivalry in college football between UCLA,
yes, sir,
USC, all on Fox and the Fox Sports app. 3rd down and 6 here.
I hope SC makes it competitive.
Look at you reveling in how things have changed. Here's a throw to the sideline, incomplete for Jacoby Myers. 4th down. And the holding call on Jonnu Smith proves to be big.
Yeah, so Atlanta, they're grasping right now, but these are small victories, and they'll certainly take it. Being able to get off the field, and if they can get just anything going on offense.
It was just the 2nd incompletion for Mac Jones. Jake Bailey to punt. Wow. Good one back inside the 10 is Avery Williams. Can't make it back to the 20. And Williams got hit and hit hard. 11-yard return after a 60-yard punt. Here comes Matt Ryan, still dead bird. I can't do any of it. My wife is laughing back in St. Louis, watching on the couch. She would love to do that.
I guarantee you she would. And do it well.
Yes, yes. Bailey's been good tonight, the punter for the Patriots. All 3 of his punts have pinned Atlanta down inside their 20. This is the 6th Falcons drive of the game, and their best starting field position is their own 21. They've got more penalties than first downs as Allison picks up 3. 2. 2nd and 8.
Biggest play of the day, or biggest play of the game, is only 12 yards offensively for Atlanta. And this defense has proven that and Atlanta's proven offensively, they just can't march it down the field. They need a chunk.
Pass out on the edge. Allison gets dropped eventually by Hightower, who was there at about the same time as the pass. No gain. 3rd and long yet again.
Really nice job by Dante Hightower. He's playing underneath, and then he's able to come up and make a big-time play. He's one of those veteran players who's been in this system for so long, and just a really great player, physical player. He's kind of the enforcer, if you will, of this unit.
8 of the 9 third down attempts for Atlanta, 6 yards or longer. That was Pitts. Over the middle, and the throw too far for Gage. And then he gets hit on his way to the ground, no flag.
Well, they got what they wanted, and Matt Ryan had the right idea. He's expecting Gage to keep this angle higher, and he's shallow, and so you got two receivers coming into the same area. That's not a well-designed concept.
Yeah, it was Tajay Sharp who hit him.
Right. So, but if Gage stays higher, you see the middle of the field there. It's wide open, and that's what Ryan was anticipating. I'd like to believe one of them ran the wrong route, because you don't design them that way where you draw 2 receivers into the same area and have defenders.
Line drive punt. Olszewski stays away, and this is going to turn into a big one. Down inside the 20 to the 17. 5th punt of the night is a 62-yarder by the 39-year-old Dustin Colquitt. Patriots get it back, still leading by 13. 8 minutes and 31 seconds left in the third quarter on. The Patriots put up 31 points, didn't punt, had 21 first downs, 338 yards, and allowed only 66 yards, no points. Tied it at 28 and won it in overtime.
It's something that Falcons team will have to live with the rest of their lives, and I can't imagine how haunting that is.
You know what got lost in that story as Stevenson carries it for 13 and a first down was how well Matt Ryan played in that game. Matt Ryan had a passer rating of 144.1, 4th highest in Super Bowl history, and the highest by far in a losing cause. 9 minutes left, third quarter, first down, Patriots. Handoff here to Ramondre Stevenson. He gets nothing.
I mentioned how much New England likes to run this 2-back offense. Jakob Johnson, their number 47. Here's some of the things that he's done tonight. You just don't see that old school position like I had with, or Emmitt Smith, I should say, had with Moose Johnston back in the 90s. But they really believe in this kid, and he's done a nice job. I know that in talking with Bill Belichick a couple of years ago, he said that he's the most improved player that he's ever coached outside of possibly Stephen Neal, the former wrestler who had such a great career as an offensive lineman.
Brady was pretty good.
Well, he was. I'm not saying that there wasn't a lot of great players. I mean, the Patriots.
No, you said that.
Yeah, but as far as the most improved player from where he began and what they went on and did, and Jakob Johnson just has carved out a nice little niche within this offense. And as we all know, Belichick likes guys that are versatile, and he has shown an ability to do a lot of different things, and as a result, he's kept his job. And Brady did for a long time too.
Here's a pass caught by Myers. Pressure by Duron Harmon. He started like back at the Atlanta Braves stadium and came running in.
I mean, I've watched Mac Jones do that. When he's got a free rusher, he just continues to retreat and he doesn't panic. You know, and he's able to deliver the football. A nice catch. Here by Jacoby Myers, too.
That's good for a first down at their own 41. Handoff to Stevenson, bounces it, stiff arms, and a nice carry. Got a good block from Johnson, the most improved player outside of Tom Brady that Bill Belichick has ever coached, and a gain of 7 on that carry by Ramondre Stevenson.
All right.
Well, you can't go from like the 3rd, 6th round pick to a 7-time Super Bowl champion quarterback and not be the most improved guy.
I don't know. You go argue that with Bill Belichick.
I'll leave that to you. Represent me well. Here's Stevenson left side. I'm not even sure Bill would talk to me.
Of course he would.
He'll talk to me about baseball.
You just got to pick your moment.
He talks about baseball. He'll talk for hours. Talk about the history of the DH.
Hey, he and John Madden, as we promote the John Madden documentary, they spent months going through old tape of players from the 40s, the 30s, the 20s. Very little film on the 20s players, I might add. Looking at guys who maybe were overlooked for the Hall of Fame.
What a nice throw for a first down and a catch by Hunter Henry. That tells you all you need to know about Mac Jones. 17 yards.
Excellent job by Mac Jones laying it out there. These are the throws. He had about 3 outstanding throws on Sunday against Cleveland you'd put up against any throw over the weekend. And this is another nice job of just laying it out there. And I tell you, Shaq Mason, the right guard, we've pointed out some of the lack of protection that Matt Ryan has had. But pretty nice job up front by the Pro Bowl right guard, picking up a guy and giving Mac Jones a clean pocket.
Mac Jones completing passes at 90%. He's picked. Intercepted by Terrell. A.J. Terrell with a big return on top of it. Johnson on the tackle, but a play made by the Falcons defense. First of the year for A.J. Terrell. In front of Jonnu Smith. And the Falcons in business. They'll start outside their own 45, down 13.
Here's that last interception. Jonnu Smith is going to run right up the seam. You got N'Keal Harry here running a wheel route, and they're putting an ISO on A.J. Terrell. He's got to make a decision here. They've got N'Keal Harry. If he's able to hold it and really read it out, he thinks he's able to drive that ball in there, but A.J. Terrell was eyeing it and was ready to make a move. It's the first attempt they've had over 20 yards. Talked about the big plays they've gotten this year. That was the first attempt for a big play, and A.J. Terrell made him pay.
Pass is caught as we see Kyle Pitts make the catch. Hightower with the tackle. That's just the 4th interception for this Falcons defense. Terrell gets his first. They combine that with just the 11 sacks coming in, the fewest. The interceptions tied for the 2nd fewest. Boy, did they need that play.
They sure did, and more importantly, it set them up with great field position. This is the best field position they've had by about 25 yards tonight. And they're just hanging around. If they can make a play and at least put a little pressure on New England, make it a 1-possession game.
Here's Alameda Zaccheaus who makes the catch. Miles Brandt on the stop, a gain of 5. Zaccheaus has been one of the guys that Ryan's been looking for when he's dropped back. I would say the majority of the night, he or Russell Gage, not Kyle Pitts. Seventh first down for Atlanta. Here is Pitts on that previous play.
Like maybe that ankle got caught underneath him.
That was his 2nd catch. Handoff here underneath to Keith Smith on first down with under 4 to go in the 3rd quarter. Kyle Van Noy on that tackle after a gain of 5. And after that awkward tackle, Pitts was kind of limping around a bit.
You know, we heard Aaron Andrews to start the game talk about how he's the highest pick that the NFL draft has seen for a tight end. I don't know. I don't know that I would categorize him, although he is, as a tight end.
Underneath, pass is caught. Smith, first down plus. First down at the 25, a catch and run of 11 for Keith Smith.
Well, this is starting to look like something now. Atlanta, with that catch, they just now went over 100 yards of total offense for the night.
It happened on just the 5th catch of the season for Smith. Pitts looks like he's moving around better. Handoff here. as Ollison, who's been busy, takes it to the 20, got 5. Time now for the Rocket Mortgage 6 for service. For each touchdown scored in salute to service games this month, Rocket Mortgage will donate $1,000 toward the fight to end veteran homelessness. Find out more at rocketmortgage6forservice.com. 2nd and 5.
Yeah, now they got Pitts down here at the bottom. Got safety help.
Quick throw, pass is caught. Depends on where they put the ball. Just short of first down yardage was Sharp, as Juwan Bentley made the sure-handed tackle, 3rd and 1. Last time they had this situation, down here knocking on the door a bit, 3rd and 1, they tried to throw it and suffered a sack of 13 yards.
Some tells me we're not going to see that here.
Yeah. Instead, they hand to the fullback, and he didn't get it. Keith Smith. And now it's 4th down.
Well, there's really no decision to be made right now.
Just the second time inside the red zone. Fourth down and 1. Handoff, and he didn't get it. Ollison with a play made off the edge by Adrian Phillips. And it's a Patriots ball.
You see New England, they block it up right here. So they cover the center and the guards, and then they crash on the outside and just nowhere to go. No push inside. Wow.
Davis and Phillips combine to make the stop. And the Falcons turn it over on down. Football presented by Bud Light Platinum, and we go back to that 4th down attempt by Atlanta.
Well, Carl Davis, number 98, right over the center, Matt Hennessy, he just drives him right back. And then the edge pressure is able to get there, but it was all Carl Davis that made that stop.
Handoff here to Damian Harris on 1st down. Entering tonight, the Falcons were the only team in the NFL to score every time they took the ball inside the 20. 28 for 28. They're 0 for 2 tonight.
0 for 2. I mean, twice they've gotten to the 15-yard line with 3rd and a foot, and 2 times they come away empty.
2nd and 5 here. Under 30 seconds left in the 3rd. Jones, receiver fell down. That was Myers. Looked like he had found a hole in that secondary, but he went down.
Yeah, good read by Mac Jones. You know, Myers shaking his head, knowing that by losing his feet, they don't get the completion. Otherwise, they had a real shot.
Prior to the interception that Mac Jones threw, he was at 90% completion percentage in the game. He is 4th across the league, not just among rookies, 4th in the NFL at 69% on the season. Upping that mark tonight as he completes, but short of first down yardage is Aguilar. And that'll make it 4th down. And that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd. Still 13-0 as it was at the half on a painful, frustrating night for the veteran Matt Ryan. Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum. Back after this. Patriots leading this ball game as they're looking for their 5th win in a row. 4th down and 2. Bailey to punt with Avery Williams waiting for it.
Well, they could sure use a big return.
Fair catch. And they're going to throw a flag. That was awfully late. That's a 9-time Pro Bowler, Matthew Slater, who hit Avery Williams, and he's going to argue that this was a late fair catch signal. He's 2 steps away and tried to avoid him. I could see them picking this up. The officials are getting together, understanding that Slater's got to give him a clear path to the ball, but he made that last movement. Mike Pereira joins us from L.A.
Yeah, the question is, I don't think it's necessarily that late, but you've got to give a clear path to the receiver, even though he moves into the kicking team member.
Fair catch interference. The defender is blocked into the receiving team player. First down.
Well, and that would be the case if he was blocked into him, but he really wasn't blocked into him, and he does get a fair path, so it really should have been interference, fair catch interference.
For Slater, his 200th career game, he's just been an ace on special teams, now 36 years old.
Yeah, where did he go to college?
Yep. From the 29, first down for Atlanta. Ryan brings the ball back down, and now down he goes. Godshaw, his first of the year, and a loss of 7.
Yeah, he's working against Jalen Mayfield, the left guard. You're going to see him there. Number 92 just pushed Mayfield right back. It's getting a little redundant saying it, but pushed right back into Matt Ryan. He's trying to hold it up and just nowhere to go.
4th sack of the night for this Patriots defense. Ryan sliding, throwing, pass caught, first down Atlanta. Gage with a grab for 19.
This is such a great job by Matt Ryan in the pocket, sliding and able to just drop it in there away from Dante Hightower. I mean, that's a perfect throw.
Longest play of the night for the Falcons.
The hardest thing, and he's a 14-year veteran, you get hit the way Matt Ryan has, you start watching the pass rush, and Ryan has not done that. I mean, he's really been disciplined and still reading and trying to get the ball downfield.
Handoff here is to Ollison, and he's brought down to the backfield by Barmore, a loss of 1.
Wow. I mean, that just shows you right there, the rookie Christian Barmore, 310 pounds, just how explosive he is. Here's a great look at it. Number 90, of course, nobody blocks him. He's able to get right up the field, but to be able to then get over to where he was and make a play.
For New England, their 6th tackle for a loss. Pass is caught. Over the middle, it's Kyle Pitts. His biggest play of the night, 16 yards.
Well, here's what they've kind of been doing when they've been locked up with him. They try to get him coming off the line of scrimmage and then pick him up, and he's just really explosive. He's the fastest player. That's why I say I don't know that I'd call him a tight end. He's the fastest player on the field for Atlanta. He runs a 4.4 40. And there's just not many people on the field, period, that can run with that.
This one is floated for Pitts and picked off. Intercepted by Devin McCourty. As Ryan has to peel himself off the turf again. The throw too far, and the 2nd of the year for Devin McCourty. Hit after hit after hit. And now a pick for the 34-year-old safety. Welcome back to Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum. 30th career interception for the 34-year-old Devin McCourty. Fourth turnover of the last 2 games for Atlanta. And here's a nice carry by Ramondre Stevenson for 12. Back to the pick.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts, and then you've got Duggar who's locked on him off the line. So it's physical. Duggar is physical with him, but I think it's within the 5 yards, and then he lets him go. But what Kyle Pitts can't do is just stop on the route as he's trying to get off, being physical with him as you'd expect, and then he just quit. And Ryan can't see all that. First of all, he's got a lot of pressure once again in his lap, and he's trying to lay it knowing that that's what the route called for, and probably just an incomplete had Pitts had kept on running.
Jones throws, receiver falls down, and they're going to throw a flag. Moreau got tangled up with Jacoby Myers. They both hit the deck, and they throw a flag.
Pass interference. Defense number 22. First down at the spot of the foul.
I'm not real crazy about that penalty. He did get his left hand on him, but couldn't tell if there was a grab on that or all. But from what it looked like, I agree with you, Joe, that they might have just got tangled up.
6th penalty on Fabian Moreau. 5th time he's been called for pass interference this season. Sets it up at the 46. A handoff to Stevenson. Made 2 miss. Flag is down. An impressive run may be coming back. Wow. Richie Grant missed a tackle early, but this one's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 60. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Yeah, it's a good call. The flag comes out quick with David Andrews. And a grab on Grady Jarrett right there in the middle. Official was all over that.
But Ramondre Stevenson showing what he can do.
Yeah, because Richie Grant is right there in the hole. And Josh McDaniels, as well as they executed on Sunday, as we talked about against the Browns, and obviously a much better unit than one they're facing here tonight in Atlanta. But I think New England's just wanting to get out of this game with a victory somehow, some way.
Jones steps up, throws, and has Bourne. And Bourne is about a yard short of a first down. Tomorrow on NFL Network, rap superstar Young Thug joins Good Morning Football to talk about his second #1 album of the year, Punk. Good Morning Football tomorrow at 7 live on NFL Network. Second down and 1 after the completion. Kendrick Bourne, and now Mac Jones will plow ahead for the first down. Under 10 to go and a first down for New England with the ball at the Atlanta 35.
And they just brought in Jakob Johnson. Not even going to say it. The most improved player.
The guy who gets the award for most improved. Here's Harris. Wow. And Damian with a good strong run gets 10.
That is the brand of football right now that New England wants to play on both sides of the ball. I just think that this team wants the game to be as physical as you can possibly make it. They bring in Jakob Johnson, the lead blocking fullback, and that's some really tough physical running by Damian Harris.
Coming back off a concussion. Patriots are averaging over 5.5 yards a carry. They've run it for 118 yards in the game. Harris again. And a good play by Atlanta as Oluokun came in there and made the stop. Well, this division looks a lot different than people thought after the first 6 games of the year when New England started 2-4. But now they're knocking on the door, their 5th straight win, and they are nipping at the heels of the Bills.
And they still got 2 games to play with the Bills. So that division's going to get real interesting.
They're back as Aguilar makes the catch and he gets spun around. Sunday, there is a huge doubleheader on Fox. First, the Packers take on the Vikings. Vikings coming off a big win or other regional action. And then we will be in Kansas City, Missouri for the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. Two red-hot teams coming in. Spotlight games, all times are Eastern. Ravens and Bears on CBS on Sunday. We have Cowboys and Chiefs late Sunday. Steelers Chargers on Sunday night on NBC, and the Giants and Bucks on Monday Night Football on ESPN.
I'm really excited about that game on Sunday with the Chiefs and Cowboys.
Can't wait. Jones is sacked. And the first guy there was Eric Harris. Dante Fowler was in there as well, but that is a big play by this Atlanta defense.
Well, they slide the line to the right, and it opens it up in order for Eric Harris to have a free run right at Mac Jones. So Dean Pease, I mean, hey, he's kept them in it as best he can for an offense that just hasn't been able to do much of anything. This defense has made plays when they've needed to, and to hold them here, even if they make this field goal, it's still just a two-possession game.
53-yard try is good. And that for Folk, his long of the year. And a 16-0 lead for the Patriots on the road. A well-placed camera. Famers, and that includes the great Don Cornelli, who's got the handheld down there. Nobody better in television coverage in the NFL, or really any sport, than Don Cornelli. Got a nice shot of that mullet. Steve Belichick right in front of him. But he just got hit by that football.
Yeah, he did. I'm glad he's okay. You never know.
Here's Zacchaeus on the return. Let's watch the 53-yarder by Folk.
There's Don Cornelli right underneath. He has a way of always being in the right spot.
That's what gets you in the Hall of Fame. That's what the great ones do.
Yeah, and you got to play hurt. No
big deal.
Nope.
Just another day at the office for Don Cornelli. Thumbs up, Don. Thumbs up. He gave thumbs up, I'm told. On first down by 16 now. Ryan steps through and finds Sharp. 17-yard completion to Tajay Sharp. Last time they were shut out at home was against the Rams in '88. $265 games ago. Under 6 to play. Falcons have crossed midfield 3 times. They've missed a field goal, turned it over on downs, and then just threw the interception last time they had it. Ryan throws, and it's Davis out of the backfield, makes a move. And a lot of work to get 3. This Thanksgiving, you have a free chance to win $100,000 of Terry's money playing Fox Super 6. Just scan the QR code now and enter your picks in the Thanksgiving Challenge for your chance at the jackpot. It's free to play. Download the app.
There's Pitts right in the slot. They're really not doing much with him right now.
This one is too high and picked off. Back the other way, and they're going to mark out of bounds J.C. Jackson, but it is New England's ball. With Zacchaeus tipping it, J.C. Jackson gets number 6 on the year.
That ball just gets away from Matt Ryan, but what a great job. I mean, we talked about there's where he went out of bounds. We talk about all the interceptions that he's had since he came into the league, and there are guys who just have a knack, and the ball finds them, and J.C. Jackson being one of those guys.
So another pick, throw too high, tipped, And Jackson did the rest. Patriots have it up 16. Well, J.C. Jackson gets his 4th interception over the last 5 games. And that's now 17 straight drives. The Patriots defense has not allowed any points. And the chances for a shutout just went up. Meanwhile, you talked about Dean Pease and the job that the Atlanta defense has done just keeping the Falcons in the game. They have 3 sacks in the ball game, came in with just 11 on the year, so they're doing their part. But Bill Belichick's defense is, well, it's performing as well or better than any other defense going in the league right now. Player down, and that's Jonathan Bullard. So they check on him with 5 minutes left in the ball game, and the Patriots rolling their way to a 7-4 start, led by the rookie, 23-year-old Mac Jones.
Let's go, Buffalo!
Saxophone, baby.
I got to strike out the high, and that's how we go in again. I got the feeling. It's time to rise. It's time to rise. This house is on fire! Now tell me what else do you want? Let's go!
It's Oklahoma, Iowa State, this big news Saturday on Fox. It all starts with big new kickoff live from Norman. And then Caleb Williams leads the 13th ranked Sooners against the Cyclones. America's best pregame, America's best announcers, America's biggest game. All part of Big News Saturday on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Gordon Ramsay is taking the cooking competition to a whole new level.
Welcome to Next Level Chef.
Next Level Chef, January 2nd, only on Fox.
Jonathan Bullard limps away as this defense has done its best to try to hang in this game. 2 interceptions thrown by Matt Ryan in the game. 1 picked off by Devin McCourty, the latest by J.C. Jackson. Handoff here to Ramondre Stevenson over the left side, back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Well, I know what Atlanta calls a timeout. I know what Josh McDaniels is trying to do, and that is, I mean, he just wants to pound the football and just put this game away. But like you said, this Falcons defense, they're just hanging in there and they're not letting it happen.
Well, they could have quit a long time ago, and they haven't. But it's now 3rd down and 5 in a 16-0 game, and the Falcons down to 1 timeout. It is a 2-score game. The AFC playoff picture, you've got the Titans who've won 6 straight, leading the way at 8-2. Buffalo leading the East. Ravens, Chiefs. Then the wild card chase and in the hunt. Well, down to Denver at 5-5.
Yeah, and that's coming off of this game, New England will play Tennessee, and then after that they've got Buffalo on a Monday night game, and you always want to play better than what New England has, but just knowing Bill Belichick, this will give him a lot of things to use next week to give this team another edge.
Here's Aguilar for the first down. Good throw by Jones and a 10-yard pickup. Yeah, they still have both games left with Buffalo. The Patriots do. They have their bye in early December, and Mac Jones was almost sheepish when you asked him about it, that he didn't want to say he was looking forward to it, but it's been a lot on his plate, and getting a bye week has got to sound pretty darn good.
Absolutely, for all these players, but especially Mac Jones and these rookies, to not get that break until week 10 could be a real blessing for New England, but it's a long haul to get there.
Here's a toss. Stevenson over the left side, brought down by Moreau after a gain of 6.
I do know, or at least I think, I did ask Bill Belichick if I said, you really like this team, don't you? And well, hey, we've got a lot of areas we need to be better at, but we've made some progress. And, he gave the Bill Belichick answer. I do think he likes this team, and he knows what they're capable of doing. And it's been fun to watch. And we see it a lot from his teams, that they start out the year, they're a little slow. They start to find their groove, and they begin getting better, and they're usually playing their best football by the end of the season. But like I said, this performance tonight will allow him to use it as a coaching tool to kind of sharpen the edges a little bit more for this team.
The formation, defense, 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Not only did the Atlanta defense not quit, they tried to have 12 people on defense, which is not allowed, and so a first down by penalty.
They got that wrong, though. They need 12 on the offensive side. That's been the problem.
Yes. At least along that offensive line for him.
One of the great competitors, the guy I have enormous respect for, Matt Ryan. He's been on some bad teams here in recent years, and that's not a lot of fun. Like I said, when you've been doing it as long as he has.
Here's a tackle made by Anthony Rush on Ramondre Stevenson, a gain of 2. Here is tonight's powerful performance presented by NyQuil. And we go back to the Nelson Aguilar touchdown. That was a 19-yard scamper after the catch, and a 10-0 lead at that point. A couple of more field goals from Nick Folk, who's been sensational in his 14th year in the league, including his season-long 53-yarder his last time, as the Falcons spend their last time out before a 2nd and 8. Entering tonight, Matt Ryan had started 224 regular and postseason games. He's been shut out once. And unless something big happens here in the last 323, it'll be twice, and he will slip to 0-5 in his career against New England, as they will remain one of 3 teams he's not beaten. Obviously Atlanta, who he's been with since being the number 3 pick in 08. And Pittsburgh is the other team he hasn't beaten.
Well, it's been a tough 4 days for Matt Ryan and this Atlanta offense. They scored just 3 points, and that loss to Dallas on Sunday.
He had his lowest quarterback rating in his terrific career in that one, and he got knocked around tonight. Handoff here is to Bourne, and on 2nd and 8 he slides down short of first down yardage, but out of timeouts are the Falcons, and by doing that the clock continues to run. The upcoming schedule, the Titans, that'll be a big one in week 12, and then they've got those 2 games coming up with the Bills at Buffalo week 13, the bye week at Indy, and at home against the Bills.
Great job by Kendrick Bourne there, going down and keeping the clock running. It's just the little things. I mean, that's not going to – nobody's going to pay attention to that at the end of this ball game, but it's the little things where New England is always ahead of everyone else, or the opponent that they're playing on any given day, and love seeing that stuff.
By the way, the Patriots end their season with games against Jacksonville and at Miami. How about for the Falcons, who will slide to 4-6 on the year at the Jaguars, here against the Bucs, at Carolina, at the 49ers, and here at home against the Lions. They end the year at Buffalo and at home against New Orleans.
Yeah, speaking of the Lions, we got to look at them next Thursday on Thanksgiving against the Chicago Bears, and our first look at the Bears as well.
Lions coming off that tie against the Pittsburgh
I don't like
Steelers.
I think that, I don't know. I just don't like a tie. I think you just play until somebody wins.
I was watching.
If I were commissioner for a day,
that's what you tackle first?
I don't know if it's the first thing I'd tackle, but I'd tackle it.
Here is Jones, and he didn't get it as Anthony Rush made the stop. That will bring up 4th down and will take us to the 2-minute warning. I was watching that game. I was just glad it was over.
Which one?
The Lions and the Steelers.
Okay. Thought maybe we were talking about this one.
Well, we're close.
Tell you, Mac Jones took a pretty good hit there on that quarterback sneak.
It'll be 4th down and 1 on the other side of the 2-minute warning, and we'll welcome you back inside the booth. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and Aaron Andrews and Tom Rinaldi will be with us when we will be in Kansas City, and I'm with you. That has a special feel with the Chiefs getting ready to take on the Cowboys.
Well, and even more so now with what we saw from the Chiefs there on Monday night, Sunday night, whatever night it was. These nights are all running together anymore on me. But, against the Raiders, what they were able to do, I mean, it was sensational. It's amazing. And I know that it doesn't take a lot to get going offensively. And so they have that big game, and Mahomes throws for over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. And I've got to believe that feels good this week for them. They're not answering all those questions about, hey, what's wrong? They're talking about what's right as they go into this big ball game now against the Cowboys. And the thing about it is, Dallas, we know, they can play any kind of game you want. You want smash mouth, they can do it. You want a shootout, okay, let's do it. And I think the Chiefs can do that, play that game too. We see more of the air arsenal, but I believe they can really run the ball when they want to, and should just be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and Dallas needed what they got on Sunday coming off that Denver game, which was just atypical of the way they've really played all year long. They've lost twice. They lost week 1 at Tampa Bay and then lost 2 games ago at home to Denver and just got taken apart, and then they just put it to the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm sure put a smile on the face of their head coach Mike McCarthy, who will roll into Kansas City with a record of 7-2. 33-yard try by Folk, who is 4 for 4 on the night.
Well, an interesting decision there by Bill Belichick, because if they'd gone for it on 4th down, and if they make it, then the game's over. And instead of trying that, he just said, well, we'll kick the field goal and we'll go up 3 scores and
the game's over.
And end it that way.
And it looks like we will see Josh Rosen.
Boy, what a ride he's had.
Coming from
career.
What school?
Yep, that UCLA school that is playing on Saturday. But, he was number 10 pick there by Arizona. And I'm not sure that if Cliff Kingsbury doesn't get the head coaching job in Arizona, he's probably still there, giving it a shot. And I just don't know how, because of Kingsbury's history with Kyler Murray, and so he drafts him, and then off Josh Rosen goes to Miami, and he's just been kind of bouncing around trying to find his, footing ever since.
Coming up next is the Progressive postgame show. As the Falcons now, the only drama is, can they avoid a shutout? Avery Williams brings it out and ducks under 1 tackle, gets to the 25. With 1:45 remaining, a 26-yard return. Quarterback pressure should have an exclamation point at the end of that.
I think this is a good night for Matt Ryan to play on Thursday night, because now he's got the weekend off and he's got a little time to heal up, because those 36-year-old bones, they just don't recover the way they did when you were younger, and he did. He was taking a lot of hits, and it hasn't just been tonight. It's been all year long.
Pass is caught at the 30 by Parker Hesse. Progressive postgame show is coming up. That was a 5-yard completion by Josh Rosen.
Well, he got some playing time on Sunday as well, when, like I said, they pulled Matt Ryan to try to preserve him for tonight's game, and Rosen got his shot at playing a little bit. He gets another chance right here to audition somewhat.
3rd down and 5. as Matthew Judon is still coming after the quarterback. Doesn't matter if it's Matt Ryan or Josh Rosen. In his 4th season, there are the career numbers. By the way, you mentioned Kyler Murray. Looks like he is, at least he's saying all the right things, like he's going to come back and play. They've got a date at Seattle coming up, and this is a pick by Kyle Van Noy. Throw it right to him, and Van Noy is in for the touchdown. What a night for this Patriots defense.
I'm not making excuses for Josh Rosen, but I think the left tackle, Jake Matthews, as he's getting pushed inside, I think it blocked Rosen's view somewhat of where Kyle Van Noy was. So Van Noy's going to drop out, but you see Matthews here as he slides over, and Rosen just doesn't pick him up. He loses sight of him, and I'm not sure he was looking for him to begin with at the snap, but obviously he throws it without knowing Van Noy is there, and great play by Van Noy.
Extra point is no good. And that is the 4th extra point missed by Folk. Meanwhile, Van Noy, 8 tackles, 2 sacks, an interception, and now a 35-yard touchdown return. And Troy, it's interesting to look at a guy like Van Noy. 26 players that Bill Belichick has had at least 2 stints with the New England Patriots. This year, 5 players came back around, and it's like there's been like a rental system too with Brian Flores going to Miami. Guys went to the Dolphins 1 year, they come back. I guess they weren't what the Dolphins thought they would be, and somehow they come back to New England, and Kyle Van Noy is on that list, and he's part of as good a defense as you'll find anywhere in the NFL.
I get why Brian Flores wanted him. You know, obviously he coached him when he was defensive coordinator, why he wanted him in Miami. And I definitely understand why Bill Belichick wanted him back. But, you know, he's had his best years when he's been with New England. And I've always really thought a lot of the way that he plays. I mean, he's got his role and he knows what it is, and the Patriots know what it is and how to use him. But I just think he's a really fine football player.
Avery Williams with another return. That was the 4th career touchdown, by the way, for Kyle Van Noy.
Well, what I'm going back to is on that 4th and 1, when Bill Belichick didn't go for it. I mean, this is turning into the longest 2 minutes that we've been a part of.
Yeah. Been a part of a longer one that happened in Milwaukee, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Well, you got plenty of time to.
No, we're good.
If you want to get into it.
I'm fine. Felipe Franks throws, and this one is picked off. Step right up. Felipe Franks throws a pick. Ryan with 2, Rosen with 1, and Felipe Franks throws the first pass of the season for the rookie, and it's intercepted by Adrian Phillips.
Has an expression ever said more than Arthur Smith's?
No. I mean, almost literally, other than the defense kind of hanging in there, really nothing has gone right for the Falcons in this game.
Yeah, well, now it is over.
Phillips, his 4th pick. Ryan threw 2. The other guys with 1 each.
Tough couple weeks, or tough couple games, I should say.
Boy, I'll say.
For Atlanta and for a first-year head coach, and you know, you're trying to build this thing, and it's hard. I mean, it's really hard. And hey, my rookie year, I was a part of that as well. It's not easy. And you know, Arthur Smith, I'm sure right now he's thinking about what he's going to say to this football team when he goes in at the end of this ball game in the locker room.
Last snap of the night. Take a picture. The Patriots are 7-4. And they've gone 5-0 on the road for the 6th time in franchise history. And Bill Belichick has his 16th shutout as a head coach in the NFL, his 13th with New England. This was a sound beating by a team that is definitely on the rise and to be reckoned with in the AFC. And for Atlanta, they back up 43-3 with a 25-0 loss. The Progressive postgame show is coming up. Thanks for watching Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum. All smiles for the Patriots on this win in Atlanta.